So one of my very brilliant friends, Daniela, talks about this energy economy, that we're moving out of an experience economy and into an energy economy. And I'm sorry, Daniela, I didn't really understand what she meant because I thought she was referring to an economy where we exchange energy instead of money. However, she just wrote this incredible article that I will link to, very much worth a read, about her experience at Living Brave Live, the conference that we were at last week. And in that, it clicked that what she actually is talking about is that we are also buying people's energy in addition to what we think we're buying, right? When we're purchasing something, especially probably from service providers. And so she talks about this in relation to Shoshana, who put on the event, because my mentors and I talk a lot about being in Shosha's energy, being in Amanda Francis's energy, right? Because let's be real, there's not a ton, if any, of new wisdom, right? It's all just kind of the same information, packaged differently, said differently, proposed differently, that lands differently for people. And so where this has come up for me, I read the article and I was like, yeah, that's incredible. And then today something happened when I recorded my first podcast as a guest, which I'm so excited about. And I feel, honestly, side note, like a kid who just rode their first roller coaster. And I was like, oh my God, I want to get back in line. Let's do that again. That was so fun. So watch for me being on more podcasts because that was amazing, and maybe I'll start my own podcast. Anyways, I digress. The point is that it was hosted by two women, and one I've known and adore, and I didn't know the other one at all. And within the first minute of us talking and being on Zoom, this one that I had never met before was like, whoa, your energy is so infectious. It's I just want to be around it. And I just smiled at the time because I've heard that before, but as this is all kind of mulling around and Daniela's framework of the energy economy is now in my awareness, was oh, that is what she's talking about. And for me, it brought up a couple things, right? In the one hand, it was yeah, that's fun. I've heard that before. I can get on board with being, I don't want to say selling my energy, but that being part of what I'm offering people, right? Is them being in my energy. And there was some stickiness, right? There was some stickiness around what immediately kind of came up was well, I'm not Shosh and I'm not Amanda, right? I know, I'm Chelsea motherfucking Hazlett. And so then the other piece was how this energy has not served me in the past. How what some people are oh my gosh, right? And they usually say it with kind of bigger eyes, and it's usually in person, where it's oh my gosh, I just your energy. They'll just comment on it. That sounds like a good thing. It's also been the source of a lot of sister wounding and a lot of dimming myself, a lot of feeling too much for people. And so it's really fascinating how things can come up for us. And in the one hand, there's the paradox, right? It's the amazing, and yes, this is we're in it. And then there's the other piece that's actually, is that who you want to be? Do you want to open yourself up for, hurt, for judgment? Who do you think you are? Sort of things, right? Which, when I ask myself that now, I have the most beautiful reframe that recently came up, and it was actually Shosh on the stage, Living Brave Live, that she said this, so I'm just paraphrasing, but she's talking about imposter syndrome, because for me that's a lot of who do you think you are, right? Who am I to will come up for me a lot when I'm in the stretch. And so who am I to is I'm actually my future self, because that who am I is the unconscious part of me that's no, don't change, no, stay safe, no, stay familiar. And so when I'm feeling that imposter syndrome, now it's a signpost. That's funny. There's rain on my sunroof. And the sun just came out. So now it's a beautiful signpost. Who am I? I am my freaking future self. I am who I'm becoming, actually. So I love that. And thanks for being here.